Привет всем! It's time for the channel update. Welcome to the Bears Model Channel. Hello guys, so this is the channel update, middle of September, and really I need your input on my next aircraft build. Aircraft builds are probably popular on the channel, and I think guys should have the input. There were 3 recent reviews, actually there were 4 including the MiG-15, but these 3 are up for your vote for what you want to see built next in terms of aircraft, and also we'll talk about the presentation format as well. So let's start off with the Harrier. The Harrier is going to be a Falklands Harrier. Check the review, see what aftermarket's included. A fairly straightforward build, but Connecticut, they get some flack. I think it'll be nice. Actually, I think all of them will be nice. Let me just get that straight out of the way. Whichever one you choose, it will be, you know, it's the most popular choice. It's kind of an experiment as well, because obviously I've got, I can see the geographics of where you guys are. So, okay, I'll just bring that one out in the open. We've got like UK, USA and Russia. So obviously I know people aren't going to vote for their own countries, but basically I thought having that sort of different genres might sort of show me a bit more about the demographics of who's watching my channel. I even had comments about sort of like, oh yeah, I'm like the Russian specialist. Yeah, okay, I do like Russian armor stuff, but I like all aircraft, and I really like USMC aircraft as well, so remember that. So anyways, Harrier, Falklands, basically out of the box, a few aftermarkets. This is the legacy, this is the old Hasegawa kit from the 1990s, yeah, that I did a review for. Obviously it's one of my longest stash kits, so it's been there for absolutely ages. I'll build it one day, but you could bring it forward by sending it to the next build. This one will be Desert Storm with the appropriate markings, the weathering, weapons configuration, a minimal amount of aftermarket, basically just Edward photo action, bits and pieces like that, but we'll go into the sort of construction of it, because we know that our one isn't going to fit together as easily as some other kits, but I think it'll be great. And then of course Crocodile, okay, the Mi-24 Pushka, yeah, version, the newest version of this as a kit, 48 scale, and check the review. There's just stacks and stacks of extras. Be quite a complex, involved build, and those extras are basically focusing on the point that the exterior detail, all that riveting detail, is null on the supplied plastic kits. So we've got lots of stuff to add to create that, you know, riveted, you know, tractor type look that these helicopters have. So vote for that. You can just put down what you want to see built as a comment below, or also I'll launch a poll and I'll just add them all together and we'll see which is the most popular, and that'll be the aircraft build. Now in terms of format as well, I think I'm going to do it exactly the same way as I did the Sukhoi 323. So there won't be any of me sort of talking and explaining stuff. It's just going to be a video build, music, and then maybe in the middle of the build sequence, depending on how much there is to talk about, I'll explain any of the problems or any complicated areas of fit. But that just seems to work well with YouTube, because the talking stuff, there's plenty of channels that do lots and lots of talking and little building, and it's trying to get that mix right. So if you saw the last stuff that I did, obviously the diorama, the Veda Typhoon, I did a mixture of talk and video. The aircraft build, I think I'll keep it as just a video build. That way you don't even need to speak English and everybody can watch it and enjoy it, and I'll concentrate on a good presentation there. So anyways, put your vote forward, and now we'll go on to the next bit of channel news. Okay, the next videos that are coming out are going to be focusing on weathering. Weathering is just such a massive subject, and it's also probably one of the most contentious. When I talk about aircraft weathering, we're talking about armor weathering, and In previous videos, I've sort of ranted on a little bit about, you know, realism and different things, different aspects, and even the last build that I did, I sort of focused on the fact that, you know, you don't have to go heavy on the chipping, don't have to do, you know, masses of effects for, you know, for the results to look pretty good. Now, instead of that, we're going to approach color modulation as the very first topic. We're going to actually look at one of the most influential like techniques and styles to come about in, well, I want to say recent years. It seems recent to me, but this goes back quite a long time. And this DVD, probably some of you haven't got DVD players, this was a massive influence on myself when this video came out. So we're going to talk about that, and well, talking's one thing. We're going to apply it to the M3 Lee. The M3 Lee, you can check there's a beginner's build series. So I haven't kept the theme going on beginner's build because we're going to be approaching this color modulation technique, and I'll go in the ins and outs of well, what it represents, how to do it, and we're going to stretch that, whether we're going to push it quite far. I'm going to talk about all that. So I'm going to divide that. I think it's going to be about 2 videos. The first video is going to be about paint, because paint is a big part of color modulation. And the other thing I just want to clear up straight away is I don't want to get into too much of the sort of realism is better than this or that or this or that. It's just an exploration of the technique and, you know, how to apply it. So I'll explain more about it as I go through it, and I'll sort of say why I don't do it, but also more so I'll say why I'm going to do it now, because I think it's going to be an excellent sort of practice point as well. And what we'll do, we'll actually stretch it, because my typical weathering style, or what I like to do, you know, is more focused on environmental effects. And because I tend to do modern armour, I find that the modulation techniques aren't, there's a few models that do it, but usually on modern armour, people don't push the modulation technique too much on modern armour. They tend to use World War II subjects for that technique. So we'll discuss all those aspects. But the first thing I wanted to clear up was, basically, it's not to debate what's better, what's worse. I'll just tell you straight away, my philosophy on weathering is this, in that no matter what style you go for, be it heavy weathering or light weathering, as long as it's done well, it looks okay in my eyes, yeah? When things aren't done as well, they just don't look as good. It's quite as simple as that. I'm not putting that at beginners as well, but I'll talk about beginner style as well, because I want to experiment how much input I get from you guys on looking at color modulation. And you can be, it's more of a sort of like fact-finding mission on what your views are. I've got mine, and I'll share them with you as I go through the process. But what we'll do is we'll explore it and push it to see what the result's going to be, because I don't actually know. I haven't really ever pushed color modulation at all. I'm dissuaded by it because it's something that I just don't use. I use aspects of it, but we'll explain all about that. I think it's going to be an interesting video series, because I'll explain like my knowledge of it, and of course how to apply it. And we'll go back to, I think it was like 2004, but when this came out, so we're talking about 14 years ago, that this style was sort of brought out to a wider audience. And it's sort of, is it still in vogue today or otherwise? So we'll crack on with that one as well. I hope it's going to be of interest. You can start feeding back straight away. Anyways, that is the end of the channel update. What I would like also from you guys as well is I'm getting lots of really nice input and new subscribers. So I'll just explain that the video content, a lot of new subscribers have come across the channel from looking at the Sukhoi 33. And I thought, well, should I just go on to aircraft now because it's so popular? But I don't really want to move away from the roots of this being armour. I'm going to do armour and aircraft because they're what I love. So even though maybe I should go with the algorithm of YouTube and just do aircraft builds and get the channel going up bigger and bigger, it doesn't really, I'd be doing disservice to myself, because what I want to do is, you know, I've got a viewer base that stood with me, the same guys always commenting and supporting me, and you guys make it very worthwhile for me as an individual when you comment back and feed to me that things have been useful to you. And that's really what I want to continue doing. So if I keep on doing aircraft builds and just showing videos, and I know I'm going to have to do that as well, and just like no commentary, I don't really want to go too far in that direction. I want to keep it mixed in me explaining stuff to you and you gaining knowledge and inputting to me and me feeding back to you, as much as getting likes and subscribers. So anyways, that's all from me, the Bear. So I'll see you soon for the M3 Lee, and I think the aircraft build, remember, vote for it, and I think we'll be on with that in about 2 or 3 weeks. See you soon. Paka, szczęśliwa.